The Enlightenment Chasers. Royalties of Peace. We are stealing the storms back to peace that has no storm, while holding on to perfect peace. It is February 27th of 2025, a Thursday, the last Thursday of our Black History Month and the Love Month. This is our 20th episode of the Golden Age commencement, with the administration of His Excellency President Donald Trump. And we, the people, the world is watching us on the behalf of a young generation's future. This episode by Mavis Free Lefang. Considering the cry of the people of the United States of America, through one voice, must I specify today, Representative Jasmine Crockett. Democratic representative in the House of Congress from Texas. Must I stand today to say the world can congratulate you all you want, but still it remains you the best judge of yourself. The world can congratulate you all you want, but still you remain your best judge. I will not come in the face of my fellow beloved colleagues of the world and mock at them. I must be humble in my truth, so it hurts not anyone, but be a reflecting ground for us, the people. Please, must our thinking out loud be not a battlefield ground, but rather a place to communicate with modesty to reach a battlefield-free mind, where none is left behind, following highlights and an interview involving Representative Jasmine Crockett concerning the present administration. With enough qualification of her position, she thanked the members of the subcommittee of enabling her to be part of the meeting. She representing the American people of the United States of America is also representing America in general. She said before being elected into the Congress of the Texas House of Representatives, she was the public defender and civil rights attorney by trade, and that she knows what the Department of Justice should be doing. Contrary to what is being expressed and a concern today, she says it is of the world's point of view by those justifying this administration of the United States of America today. The concerns of a weaponized Department of Justice and the FBI being overused against its own people, which in general affects the world. Whatever happens with the people of the United States of America affects the world. It's like a drop into the ocean, starting with a ripple, can become waves into a storm. The fear of the people, the worries, the anxiety of the people standing out today only expressing the worries, the need to dream of paradise, and the worries of what about if it turned out to be hell. There is more to be worked upon to ensure what this administration is up to. What I hear out of her, what I hear of those speaking through her, alarming for the need to understand this administration. The awareness of the people divided into two, the left and the right wing, where the right wing is the present administration and the left wing, those working on the administration, those certifying the administration. If the USA is worried, America in general is worried, and the world is worried on the behalf of the young generation's future. Whatever we make today only pave a path for the young generation's future. Are we going to be able to applaud of work well done? We cannot be a roadblock, but rather a free way for the young generation. I am glad she understands that the Republican Party is a colleague. And when these two are divided, we, the people, must be able to enable a binding. The cry of some people is our cry. Might be just few people, but it is very important to us all. We cannot give a deaf ear, for silence is not what we recommend. It's better to think out loud than to be silent. Even His Excellency President Trump stated that it is important to think out loud. Which I admire Representative Jasmine's approach. But is she really saying that we should deport Sir Elon Musk? What these of us are asking through her is more insight of what is going on. It's not about deporting Sir Elon Musk. It's about what is going on. The need for transparency. When we say we are equal, let us be able to be transparent with each other. But why are we struggling with transparency here? Why are we scared of dictatorship? A too long aggressiveness, never reported, is surfacing. What is going on is more than the questioning of the president, but rather what has been going on with the government for so long. Are we really following the dream of our fathers? Are we really following the dream of our forefathers? Are we really light chasers? Are we really the Enlightenment chasers? She expressed the definition by the House Judiciary Committee, definition of corruption, stating that the Republicans of the House Judiciary Committee define weaponization to mean corruption. Is corruption weaponization? Is the question to the people. Is corruption weaponization? Is weaponization corruption? What is weaponization? Of a general term. Our words are weapons. Weapon for peace or weapon for war is peace. The weapon for war is peace. And when we see the guns being raised, what does that mean to us? We are failing somewhere. Our security do not hold guns because they desire to. They stand for peace. Only that alone is a figure of speech for us to be able to walk upon. The FBI go about not with the Bible, they go about with weapons against themselves. What is this signifying towards the people when our security is not standing of expected? What is our Congress? What is trying to reshape itself here? Are we really following the enlightenment of our forefathers? The right to dream, according to livingvoice.org. This beautiful article of civil rights movement of the 1960s asks us the question, how do we ensure equal rights for all citizens? What is our right to be peaceful? Is there really peace when a brother has to lift a gun up to protect us? No. Is that what we call peace? Having soldiers with guns surrounding us, standing at the boundaries to protect us. Just carrying the weapon alone is battlefield of the mind. Do we care about these our brothers? Do we think about them? When we hear about retirement, or when we hear about firing workers, is it about demanding enforcement to self-care? Is it voluntarily or involuntarily? Admitted clients, voluntarily or involuntarily admitted mental health clients. It's not by force to recover. But what about one who has no idea what is going on with them? I remember once strapped and taken to the hospital to realize that I have really been upside down. Being strapped was not because I was exhibiting symptoms, but rather an awareness that I was about to come to my senses. When someone is about to fall and you rush and support them, it is like going against them, but rather being a support while they realizing at the same time being grateful. Yet we must be careful of those who rush on people and hold on to them when they are on their stable ground. What we are understanding here is the Democratic Party forced by the people. They are not speaking by themselves, but by the people, for the people. Like a mother will not sit and watch her baby cry, even when she has no idea what the baby is crying, will always want to find out what the problem is. Yes, the Democratic Party may be very rich people too. They have no wants like the people really have. Maybe the Democratic Party would have just kept quiet and let the people go ahead and face the Republican. But they've been able to stand for the people is to reduce the pressure that the people may bring upon the Republican, their colleagues. They are intervening for us, the people, and also the Republicans. That is my point of view after observation, which is very correct if we hold on to perfect peace to understand what is going on. Democratic Party is not just dramatizing complicatedly, but rather judging both sides and bringing to an open space what is going on with us, the people. She states that the Republican define weaponization to mean corruption in quotes, government abuse and political treachery, having the government act against people who are innocent and have done nothing wrong, according to their point of view, must I add. According to the point of view of the people, they have done nothing wrong. Therefore, what is she asking? Can you please explain to the people what they have done wrong so they understand why they are being restrained? The fund restraining. Funding, money is like bullets of the gun. If you are funded to do what is not right, that it, money becomes totally evil, which is not supposed to be evil. Money is meant to glorify the body. If money being given to glorify the body is being used to destroy the body, how do we fund? Funding is all right, but what is it for? Is the question the Republicans are asking the people. What do you need this funding for? Yes, the money is there. Even when you say there is no money, it's still explaining to the people. If there is no money, why? Is there something? Does that bring any clue? Does that ring a bell? The people need to say something. It is time to think out loud. We need not be scared. Let's say something. At least it will bring us closer to the answer. Even if it starts by us all being wrong, it will only draw us closer to the answer than we all individualizing, keeping answers which are all faulty and stuck with them. Our speaking our answers out and hearing the no, no, no will make us think further of, oh, if I didn't have the answer and you didn't have the answer, so what then can we understand to be the answer? It is time we really address the United States of America of expected. So we reach the perfect peace. Being the city on the hill, there is fire on the mountain, round, round, round. The world is revolving around the United States of America, going round and round, and watching the fire that is going on. Like, what is the problem? What is going on, United States of America? You are the umbrella. Why are you backward, upside down? What is going on? The need for the people to speak for the two parties. The two parties will help us think, but we are the ones to speak. When we go out to the world, when we travel, when we go about, we have gathered from the Republic and the Democratic Party. Our inside is the Republican and the Democratic Party, and we are their outside, the speaker. They are our mind. And when we are done with this battlefield, we become sound. And when we go out, we shine the light of expected. I really hope this message really helps us to really reflect and understand what is going on with our government. The movement today, the civil right movement. We understand the civil right meaning educated. War. The war of the educated people is what civil right movement means. It doesn't mean we should use the guns, but rather holding the guns should bring anxiety to cease from multiplying. Because the more we divide, the more we need force. And the force becomes a complicated force. When we know fully well that our true enlightenment is to reach perfect peace, the right to dream is to reach the battlefield free mind. The vision is greater than being of the human body, of keeping lands, but rather the land, the mind, battlefield free, reaching integrity. The living voices brings life to history. What does that mean? Living voices brings life to history, meaning we are bringing life to history. History is becoming the future. When history becomes future, we'll have no more past, we'll have no more history, we'll have not even any present, but living the future. Living voices brings life to history. I had to contemplate on this line of the right to dream on livingvoices.org to understand what it really means. At first, when I glanced Living voices bring life to history. What I comprehend was we are bringing life to history. Felt more of like we are bringing history to life. That's what I first of all registered in my mind. But when I kept on reading on it, and then I realized, oh, living voices brings life to history. We are not bringing history to life, but rather history reversing, becoming the future. We are not bringing history back to we are not repeating our mistakes. We are taking our mistakes, turning them into lesson and enabling the blessing. We are not trying to keep multiplying because our ancestors did. We are trying to understand why they were multiplying and enabling a tradition with reasoning to become the expected of no more multiplying but reaching the fullness of knowledge. Knowledge keeps on dividing and falling apart because we fall apart, making cultures differently, losing knowledge that we had gathered together. Those who live in Mars do not understand the Earth anymore. Ask our astronauts when they go up there. When they come back, things have changed. Even when you stay at home for a while, for like 2 months without going outside, when you go out, it seems like you're speaking a different language to what has been happening. Thank goodness for television that you can keep aligning with the current situations in life. We will not even know what is taking place out there if I had to just shut my TV off and just focus on my little beautiful neighborhood, which is so peaceful. I'll not even understand the rival that is going on out there, the confusion, the pondering of the mind, the need for answers, and just staying in a little paradise in the name of our neighborhood here. They need to know what is going on in our nation. It takes watching television. We can't just say, oh, that's their business. News is just news. No. Even just one person who is confused, we all are responsible because none can be left behind. None can be left behind. For if we all go out there and one is left behind, we will never be complete until that one is found. It is for sure. Because there will always remain that ripple that may become the storm of the ocean. Honoring our Orishas. Orisha Wetala coming out for Orisha Oshun was not a joke, leaving the other Orishas. Because we all are Orisha Oronmila, the one without division. Once Orisha Oshun came out of the crew, Orisha Oronmila became divided of so many Orishas going to work, trying to bring Orisha Oshun back. And once Orisha Oshun is received, all the other Orishas will become one. And Orisha Oronmila will be the only Orisha, the Orisha of wisdom, our original state of Orisha. Black History Month completing understanding the Yoruba tradition with us of reasoning. We do not just keep traditions, we reason traditions. We are not changing the constitution, we are reasoning the constitution. It's time we begin to understand our expectation of weaponization, not corruption, to work it out right. The government abuse or treachery or against the people in nonsense is only knowledge being given to people to ponder upon. Going to school, school is a weapon to help us to recover, to think. We do not just accept what the school gives, but we think with the school and become equal. Colleagues think with each other, seeking for a binding, not to stay divided. Let us, the people, really understand our two parties, political parties. We are the third party. We cannot keep on making more parties. But rather, if we start seeing little branches coming out, therefore there is problem. We must be able to try to bring the two to one. Let us know our end goal so we do not fall complicatedly. Yes, city on the hill. It's time to recover all nations back to one. What are nations? Every country is trying, new countries trying to divide to make new nations. That is not our calling. When we started making nations, it was about an awareness of the diversity, seeking one. The awareness of segregation to return to one. Not trying to keep on dividing because you never find peace. Even when you look into your own homes, you realize that there is need for division than even just a country divided into two. Even when you look at yourself, you realize that there is a weakness that needs to be resolved. You cannot throw your body away. Shame cannot defile you from being the perfect being that you are of origin. It only takes recovery. Even if you're separating, your separation is with the mind to become one again, to reunify. Maybe through another. But you cannot separate thinking that you will never become one again. If you are separating to join another, is to find a means to get back to the other. You never separate forever. I hope this beautiful reflection, after observing each other, it's not just from myself, it's from observing each other. Sometimes backward response are figures of speech that you can work with and become of expected plain language. Turning 6 back to 9, when you speak 6, if you didn't speak the 6, maybe I wouldn't have even known what 9 is like. But because you're able to speak 6, I turn it to 9. But it does not mean you keep speaking 6, because that will only bring you to a place of 0 instead of unity. You don't want to be a nobody, speaking 6 forever. I must be able to become of expected and encourage self, the other, to recover. I can never replace you or make you, but I can speak something that can help you walk yourself to expected without disrupting your worth of perfect peace, none left behind. Thank you for listening. Black History Month, Love Month, heading into the Women History Month. Women, this is our calling, this Black History Month. Battlefield free we must be. After hearing the voices of those crying, resistance must seek freedom of none left behind. Thank you for listening. He steals the storm back to peace that has no storm, holding on to perfect peace.